All right, this presentation is solving percent problems. All the fun percentage problems, yay! Okay, we'll just start right away. These are what I would call the basic percentage problems. What is 18% of 40? Or 28 or 24.8 is 62% of what number? 150 is what percent of 625? You see these basic type of problems a lot in your assignments. They're kind of generic, and there are just some really basic steps to follow. Here are the steps. Step 1, anytime you see one of these problems, you're just going to translate English to math. So English of, write the math version of of. Step 2, decide how to isolate your variable. How do you get the variable alone? And then step 3, solve. So we're going to practice solving. Might as well solve these 3 problems right here. You ready? Here we go. What is 18% of 40? Step 1, translate English to math. Here's a reminder. Where you see the word what or what number, that's where you put the variable of your choice, whatever letter you like. Is means equal. So if you see the word is, don't write is, write an equal sign. Of means multiply. And if they give you a percent, you have to change it to a number. We cannot do math with percent. So here we go. What is where I'm going to put the variable. Is, we write down equals. 18%, 0.18. Of times 40. All right. Step 2, decide how do you isolate the variable? Well, here's my variable. Is there anything next to it? No. In this case, the variable is already alone, so to find out what it is, I am just going to multiply 0.18 times 40. And when I do, that's going to solve the problem, and I have 7.2. So 7.2 is 18% of 40. Let's try the next one. All right, 24.8 is 62% of what number? Same things. We're going to translate English to math. So 24.8, I'm just going to write down. Is becomes an equal sign. 62%, I can't deal with percents in math. It has to be 0.62 times, and the phrase what number is just a variable. Is this what yours look like? Yay! Then you're ready for step 2. You have to make a decision. How do you get the variable alone? All right, is the variable alone? No, it's being multiplied by 0.62. What's the opposite of multiplying by 0.62? We're going to divide both sides by 0.62. And I'd grab my calculator because to solve the problem, divide 24.8 by 0.62, and you will get 40. So I just think following these 3 steps of just translating English to math, isolate the variable, you're going to have it. One more. This one has a little trick to it. So step 1 again states translate English to math. This one has a little extra note here. Your final answer will need to be changed to a percent because it says 150 is what percent. So let's start translating. So I have 150 is means equals. What percent? I'm going to just put a variable there. Of, so times 625. So 150 equals n times 625. Step 2. How am I going to get my variable alone? Well, n is being multiplied by 625, and the opposite of multiplying by 625 is to divide both sides by 625. Again, I'd grab my calculator. And 150 divided by 625 is 0.24. And that is a correct answer, but the question is what percent? So you have to change it to a percent. So you multiply by 100 and you have 24%. That is the correct answer. This will get marked wrong. This will get a smiley face. Yay! All right, these are your 3 problems to solve now that you know how to do it. So just go ahead and pause the video. When you come back, we will go over the 3 answers. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see how you did on your translation. So we should have 22 equals 0.12 n. Is n alone? Nope. So we divide both sides by 0.12, and 22 divided by 0.12 is 183.3 repeating. Works for me. Let's see how you did on the translation for this one. 18 equals. So we have 18 equals n times 100. Is n alone? Nope. Divide both sides by 200. And 18 divided by 200 is 0.09. Please note you have to move your decimal place 2 places. 1, 2, because you multiply by 100 to turn it into a percent, and that's 9%. Did you remember to change it to a percent? Because it said what percent? All right, last one. This is my favorite one. What is, so n equals 0.35 times 86. Is n alone? Yes. So just multiply 0.35 times 86. Woohoo! And you have 30.1. All right. Now these are the easy ones. Now let's talk about problems or percent problems in your life. Tax. Yes, tax is a fee charged by the government on every purchase in states that charge sales tax. And it is added to the sales price of the item. So however much it all rings up to, then you add tax. I do know we have students in this class that live in an area where there's no sales tax, so we have to make sure we know how to do this. The tax is a percentage of the price. What do you think we're going to do? Notice the word of. Of means what? Of. I know now you're going to start sounding like me, of. So it's percentage of times the price. The percent times the price is the tax. And quite honestly, if you buy more expensive items, the more tax you're going to pay. So here's our scenario. Julie found the perfect pair of shoes to go with her new violet dress. The shoes cost $45.99. The tax in her city is 9.8%. Find out how much the shoes will cost. Here we go. Tax is a percentage of the price, and of means to multiply. So to find tax, I take the price times the percent. Notice I had to move the decimal twice, so I went from 9.8 to 1, 2, so 0.098. So you're going to use your calculator, and you're going to get some long answer. But tax is money, so we need to round to money. So $4 in how much cents? So we need to go cut off right here at the 0. But will the 0 stay a 0 or will it go up? So the 7 tells the 0 to go up because 7's 5 or greater. So that's how much the tax is. The question states, find out how much the shoes will cost. So that means we're going to have to add. We're going to take the $45.99 and add the tax. That gives us how much she's going to have to pay for the shoes. They won't let her out the store with anything less than that. So when I add those two, the shoes cost $50.50. All right. When you have discounts and sales prices, we all get excited. Let me tell you, ladies, we just want to go, oh my gosh, it's on sale. Oh, you know how much money I save by buying it on sale? So when an item is discounted or goes on sale, the price is decreased. I didn't even talk right. Decreased by a certain percentage. This percentage is subtracted from the original price. To find the discount is a percentage of the price. Of means what? Multiply. So let's try it again. Antonio found that the $495 BMX bike he wants is being discounted by 35%. Tax in his city is 8.5%. Find the total cost of the bike with tax. Yeah, I gave you a double whammy. I gave you a discount and tax. Let's be realistic here. So we need to first find how much it's being discounted because the discount is subtracted and the tax is added. You have to do them one step at a time. All right, so the discount is we know that the discount is a percent of the price. So $495 times 0.35. That's the amount we're going to take away off the bike. So $173.25, so $173.25. That's the amount to be discounted. So we subtract that from the original price. And $495 take away $173 is now the new discounted cost of the bike. So in a world without tax, Antonio could buy the bike for $321.75. But no, this is not a world without tax in this story. He has to pay tax. So we need to add tax to this amount. So they're at the cash register. They ring it up and it's at $321.75 and now they have to do plus tax. So tax is going to be added to this. And remember, tax is a percentage of the price, the new price. We don't pay tax on the original price. We pay tax on how much we're actually paying it for it. So that's times. 321.75 times 0.085. Again, you move your decimal twice. 1, 2, so I had to add a 0 there. And 321.75 times this amount gives me a lovely long number. And I need to round it to money. And let's see here. That's 4, and the 8's going to tell the 4 to stay the same or go up because I need to the hundreds place. That's right, go up. So $27.35 is tax. So Antonio's buying the bike at a discounted rate of $321.75, and the government says, thank you so much for doing that. Now give us $27.35. So how much does he have to pay? We just add them together, and that is how much it costs for him to buy the bike, $349.10. So that's how the scenario works when you have a discount, and then of course you got tax. All right, real problems in your life. Markups. Looks like it kind of came up a little bit strange here, but let's talk about it anyway. When a store owner purchases items to sell in her store, she has to add a fee on top of what she purchased it for in order to make money and stay in business. Because if I buy something for 10 bucks and sell it for 10 bucks, I go out of business. I've got to pay, for the space, I pay myself. So you have to mark it up. And the fee is called a markup. And a markup, again, is a percentage of the price that the store owner paid for the item. Let's see a scenario. All right, determine the price the store owner should sell the item at. So we have Desiree, owns a small clothing boutique. She recently purchased hand-painted shirts to sell in her shop. Each shirt cost her $15. She wants to mark up each shirt 75%. What should she charge for each shirt? All right. Realistic story. If she sold them for $15, she would go out of business. To find the markup amount, we're going to multiply the cost of the item by the percent to be marked up, because it's of times 15 times 0.75. That's going to be the markup amount. So when I tell you the markup amount is $11.25, do not sell that shirt for $11.25. She paid 15 bucks for it. If you sell it for $11.25, that's a problem. Now she's losing money. She's paying you to buy the shirt. So that's the markup amount. So what do we do with it? That's right, we got to add it. We need to add the markup to the price Desiree paid for the shirt. So that's the $15 plus $11.25, and that's the amount she needs to make the tag on the shirt for. So she needs to put $26.25 as the cost of the shirt. Now this is all good, but when you look at your assignment, sometimes you get some generic looking problems, and they just have like, hey, here, find the original price when here's the tax and the discount. And I call these problems you're going to have to work backwards. So to do that, they give you like a final price, and they say, hey, by the way, the tax was 5%. Or they give you a final price and they said, oh, by the way, this is the final price after it was discounted 40%. This is how I go about doing it. You may want to write this part down. To solve these problems, we're going to set up an equation. If the scenario is, here's the final price and my tax, the equation I use is the final price equals 1 plus the tax percent of original cost. What does of mean? Times the original cost. So if I know the final price, I'll put a number here. And if I know the tax, let's say the tax was 5%, I'll write 0.05. So that's 1 plus 0.05 times the original cost. Do I know the original cost? No. So that's where my variable will go. And then we can solve. I'll walk you through this one in just a moment. Now, what if they give you the final price after a discount? Well, when you add tax, that's going up. So if I'm going to discount something, I'm going to subtract. So I have my final price, which they're going to give me, and I'll put a number here, equals, but this time I'm going to do 1 take away the discount. So let's say if the discount was 40%, 1 take away 0.4 is 0.6, times the original cost. So I'm going to multiply it, and then my variable will go here. So I'm going to walk you through both of these, and we'll call it good. How's that? All right. We're going to find the original price of an item that had a final sales price of $75.55 after a discount of 25%. So it was already discounted 25% off. So first thing I want you to do is think, is this going to be more than $75.55 or less? Is the original price going to be greater than 75 or less than 75? I'm hoping you're saying greater, because that at least gives you a ballpark of what your answer should look like, because the $75.55 is after a discount. So let's write down that formula I showed you on the last page. Final price equals 1 minus the discount percent times the original cost. So let's substitute in. I have $75.55, 1 take away 0.25, and I don't know my original cost. What do we do first? We're going to have to simplify the parentheses. 1 take away 0.25. And we have 0.75. So I have 0.75 times n. Just use your algebra steps. You've been practicing for 2 weeks now. The opposite of multiplying by 0.75 to get n alone is to divide by 0.75. And then with your handy dandy calculator, 75.55 divided by 0.75 is going to give you 100.73. And that is, of course, rounding it to money. So this is going to be the original cost of the item. So when I went to the store, it was priced at $100.73, but the owner said, oh, guess what? On sale today, 25% off, and you only pay $75.55. All right, you got the picture. Okay, one more for you. We're going to find the original price of an item that had a final sales price of $26.98, and that includes tax of 8%. So this is out the door, you're paying $26.98. How much was it before you added in tax? So let's look at that formula I gave you. The final price equals 1 plus the tax percent, because tax was added on, times the original cost. Let's substitute in. I know my final price. I've got my equals. 1 plus 0.08, because we don't do math with percents, we do them with numbers, and it's times the original cost, so times n. All right, so let's solve our parentheses. We add them up. And so I have 1.08n, so that's being multiplied. I need to get n alone because I need to find my original cost. And the opposite of multiplying is divide. Oh, bless us for having calculators to do this for us. And when I divide and then round to money to 2 decimal places, 24.98 equals n. And that means before I went to the cash register, the ticket item said $24.98. And when I got to the cash register, they said, oh, hey, plus tax. What? And so then it became $26.98 when we added tax in. And again, rounding to money. I really hope this helps solve some of the questions that you guys were having on percent problems. If it doesn't, you know you can always email me with any questions. So have a wonderful day.